Hey guys, it's going to be a long-winded video, so if you don't want to listen to it, you know what to do. I got some things that I want to talk about, and one of those things is the reasons that people are losing their minds and carrying out different levels of violence across the country. And I'm not a psychologist. I have a DMZ5 or whatever it is, the psychology book. I have that book. I've read through it, and a lot of the crap in there I don't agree with. But I don't think the people that are trying to figure out what's going on have the ability to decipher these people's psychology. Take, for instance, some of the news channels. I'm not going to name any names. The news channels are saying that this guy hated Mexicans, and that's why he did what he did. When, if you look at the stuff he wrote about, he was talking about immigration. He wasn't talking about a specific race of people. He was talking about immigration. And there's so much wrong with this country, and there's so much that are causing people to be hurt and to grieve and to be disassociated. The disparity between people who have and people who have not is not even something that anybody ever talks about. You can tell just by listening to me and my points of view that I'm one of those people that was a have-not. Okay, it's clear, obvious. I've never been a violent person. Never wanted to hurt anyone else ever in my lifetime. And I totally condemn what these, I don't know what you'd call them, psychopaths that lost their minds. Whatever these people are, I completely condemn what they're doing and what they've done. There are very few circumstances with which you can defend yourself with lethal force against another human being, in my opinion. There are circumstances that arise where you may have to do that, but just going and shooting up a mall and shooting a bunch of people that had absolutely nothing to do with what's going on is just beyond my scope of reason. I just don't know. But there's so many things that get people fired up, that get people upset, and get people thinking, well, these people don't give a damn about me. Why should I give a damn about them? Take, for instance, Comey. Take, for instance, the fact that not one person since 2016 has been convicted or thrown in jail on the Democratic side that has broken the law in regards to this Russiagate investigation that's been going on. Not one person. Even though Comey clearly broke the law, clearly handed over classified information that he had with the President of the United States in violation of federal code and federal law and the FBI code for that matter, they just let him skate. And I guess they think that people like us don't think about that stuff. Maybe we shouldn't concern ourselves with what's going on in the internal workings of the United States government, operations, whatever you want to call it. But people do think about it, and it gets a lot of people upset because they see this going on. They see these criminals in the FBI, in government. For God's sake, the Speaker of the House was a pedophile for 10 years. The second in line to presidency of the United States, a freaking pedophile. 10 years he was in office as a pedophile. It's the Franklin affair. You can go back to the Franklin affair, and where they were using children to supply sexual and drug parties for the elites in the Republican and Democratic parties. They were using an orphanage. They would go there and get children and take them up there to this orphanage and provide these children to these senators and congressmen. And it was never prosecuted. They let them skate then. Jeffrey Epstein, this freaking guy gets off. He rapes children in Florida, and then the parents of those children go to the police and say, look, man, I think my child was raped by this guy. They do an investigation and say, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein did have sex with your child, and we're going to charge him for solicitation, which means your daughter's a whore. They charged him with solicitation, which means he went to a whore and paid her for sexual favors. Okay? How can a 14-year-old girl be a whore? And the guy skates, the guy walks, I mean, they never look at these issues and realize that we, the people here in the United States, we think about these things. These things affect us. These things affect us every day. All right? We think about this shit. We know what's going on in the government. We know they sold us out to every organization that they possibly can. There are thousands of things that get people, that set people off. Hell, I've been upset myself with this with this cancer deal and these doctors. You realize the 10th of this month will be 4 months. 4 months that I've had no chemotherapy treatment at all. So this cancer, this growth inside my body has grown and grown for 4 months with no treatment, none. I went to the doctor. Was it last Tuesday? Yes, last Tuesday I went to the doctor, right? And we sat down. We had this long discussion, and I agreed to do a chemotherapy in pill form. It's a pill that through Medicare you set up this. I don't know what it's called. It's a deal where this special pharmacy makes these chemotherapy pills, and they send them to you through the mail, right? And then you take chemotherapy through this pill form instead of having this IV drip and all this crap in your arm. It's not as effective as the other's supposed to be or whatever, but I don't really care because I'm not going to walk around for the rest of my life with a tube hanging out of my arm or my neck or whatever. It's just not going to happen. I just it's just my choice. But I went up there last Tuesday and we got all this stuff lined out. The doctor tells me, okay, so this is what's going to happen. We're going to get with Medicare. And we do that on our end. The hospital will do this. We will get with Medicare and we will order these pills for you. They will come through the mail. When you get them in the mail, call us and we will set an appointment for you to come up here, because you got to go up there and get an IV drip, to start this chemotherapy thing, to get it kick-started or whatever. So once every let's see, 14 and 7, so once every 21 days or some odd, you get to go up there and do an IV drip, and then, because it's 14 days you do the pill therapy, and then your 7 days reprieve where you don't have to take anything, and then you got to go back up there, do your blood work and all that crap, and then get the IV, and then come back home and take another 14 days of the chemotherapy. And the pills just come through the mail, right? So this was Tuesday. So the doctor's office called me, a real nice lady. She does the scheduling up there. She calls me and she says, okay, Mr. So-and-so, we're ready for you to come and start your chemotherapy program. I said, great, fantastic. When am I supposed to come in? She said Tuesday. This was Thursday. She said Tuesday, come in and we'll go ahead and get this program started for you. So my brain is automatically going, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Something's stupid here, and this doesn't make any sense because, number one, Medicare has not even contacted me. They're supposed to contact me. Medicare is supposed to contact me, or the pharmacy, one or the other. I think the pharmacy, somebody's supposed to contact me and verify all my mailing address and mailing information and all the information that I have to make sure they're sending this chemotherapy to the right place. So, I'm thinking, well, it's impossible. Tuesday the doctor tells me they're going to go ahead and get this set up. And I was like, okay. And by the way, my pain pills, because I'm starting to have a lot of pain now. I'm starting to get to the point to where I have a lot of pain, and so I'm having to take pharmaceuticals to ease the pain. And so I'm like, it's Thursday and you haven't even filled my prescription for pain yet. You know, I did this Tuesday and you haven't even called into the pharmacy my pain medication. I've been drinking coffee. And they're like, yeah, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and start your chemotherapy sessions Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. And I'm like, well, okay, great, fantastic, okay, that sounds great. Hang up the phone, and my brain is just, it's not possible. I don't have my chemotherapy yet. The doctor told me that whenever I get the chemotherapy in the mail, call them, and then they will do the scheduling. You know, let them know that I have the medication that I'm supposed to have, and then they'll start the chemotherapy session. And here it is, you know, Thursday, 2 days after I go to the doctor, they're ready to, let's get these balls rolling, you know. And so this is the frustration that I've been going through with this doctor for 4 months. I'm dying, okay? This cancer is killing me, okay? Most cancer patients, whenever they're diagnosed with cancer, within a few weeks they start a regimen of chemotherapy, okay? Now it's true that you know, I had this blood infection, and that took a whole month to get rid of that blood infection, but that was 3 months ago. I still have not started chemotherapy, okay? Because, like I said, I got this infection from this other thing that they did in the hospital, and it's the reason that I'm not doing the drip chemotherapy, because I'm like, no, it's just going to get infected again, and you know, screw that. So, and I've been going through this, and you know, I'm a dying man over here, you know, dying, hello, and they're just like, you're a number. They call me and say, okay, we're ready to start your chemotherapy. I'm like, but I don't have the medicine yet. In my mind, I didn't say that, but I'm like, I don't have the chemotherapy pills. So I call her back, and I'm like, look, you know, and it's just, in my mind, so simple. It's just so simple, because the doctor's already explained to me what's supposed to happen. So I explained to her, look, the doctor told me that the pharmacy or whoever is supposed to call me, verify all of my mailing address, verify all of who I am and what I am, and all of that crap. And then when I get the chemotherapy pills, I'm supposed to call y'all, and then y'all are supposed to schedule blood analysis and then the first chemotherapy session. And she's like, oh, well, let me look at all of this. Really nice lady, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting this off on the people that work there. I'm just telling you situations that frustrate people, you know. I mean, this crap has been going on, and then not to mention the fact that it was close to $250,000. It's been over $200,000 to treat me already, $200,000, and I have not received the first chemotherapy session. So these are the things that I talk about, that I'm thinking about, that get people all upset. There's all kinds of things that get people upset. You know, I'm not prone to violence. I'm not going to hurt anybody over this. You know, this is just something that I have to go through in my life, and there's nothing that can be done about it. But my faith is such that, you know, I have no desire to hurt anyone else. Thank God. Thank God, because, you know, like everybody says, but for the grace of God, there go I, you know. But for the fact that I know the Lord Jesus, you know, I might be out there doing something stupid too. But it's more amazing to me that these talking heads and these people don't understand why this is happening. It's a disparity. It's a disparity, in different types of disparities that are allowing this stuff to happen. I guarantee you, those guys are social justice warriors. I guarantee you, those guys were on the internet, social justice warrioring it up, man. Young kids, you know, 19, 20 years old, Can't wait to get out in the world and make a difference. Oh, they're going to be heroes. They're going to be heroes if they go down there and shoot up a mall. And this is the kind of psychopathy that needs to be looked at. It's what they need to understand, is that the disparities are causing this. They see these immigrants coming in here as a threat to their ability to take care of their family or whatever, and so they feel like that they need to act on it. But what's despairing to me is the fact that all of these top heads and all these professionals and all these people can't understand what's going on. That's more despairing to me than anything else. And then they want to say, oh, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist. You talk about all these conspiracies. And the truth is that they don't want the truth out there. That's the truth about this FBI program that says, oh, well, you have domestic terrorism because of conspiracy theories. No, they're trying to be able to mask what they're doing, and if you want to speak out, if you speak truth to power, they want to be able to say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, and we're going to come after you, or do whatever they're going to do. I understand that they have all kind of programs now, artificial intelligences, and all kind of stuff that's going to determine people's mental health and all the rest of it. And, I don't have the answer other than share the wealth, And I'm not talking about people sharing the wealth. I'm talking about the corporations. When corporations were allowed to exist in the United States, they were allowed to exist at the benefit of the people that lived here, the citizenry in this country. Now they exist to make a small portion of people very wealthy. So that's the disparity that I'm talking about, and it's probably going to end in the extinction of mankind. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I've already talked about that. I thought, if you read the Bible and understand what the Bible's saying, then you understand that humanity becomes extinct, because there will be no more humans after Christ comes back. There will not be male and female. You will become as the angels of heaven. That's what Christ said. So humanity will become extinct. And I guess it had to happen. The wages of sin is death, and it's just men cannot overcome their own desire to put wealth before the health of their fellow man. So they want to be wealthy and be able to have everything that they have, these $1 million mansions and jets and helicopters, and be able to rape little children and everything else that they do. They just can't get past it. So in that regard, I'm thankful I'm one of those who came up on the poor side of life, because without God, like I said, there go I. I'm no better than anyone else. I'm no better than any of those rich bastards that hoard wealth. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about it, man. And there's been a lot of them, man, and it's going to get worse. And they're going to refuse to talk about the issues. They're going to refuse to talk about the fact that big business doesn't give a damn about the poor man in the United States. They're nationally and internationally held corporations merged with the government of this country to global finance. That's what they care about, global finance. Because on a global scale, you can make trillions of dollars more than you could if your only interest was in the United States and the people of the United States. So that's what's happening. And a lot of people are going to agree that they should be able to do that. And all I can say is, may your chains weigh lightly upon you. That's all I can say, because I've said it before. Donald Trump is not going to be able to do anything but make big business bigger. And I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. I do not support Donald Trump because of the people that he supports. I don't support giving trillions or billions, not trillions. I probably have given them trillions in reality, But giving billions of dollars to a rich nation who has absolutely no debt, who won't sign a treaty with us, we have to send our children to fight for them, but they won't send their children to fight for us. They won't sign a treaty, a wartime treaty with the United States, and they won't sign a nuclear proliferation treaty with anyone either. So it's what's in the best interest of that tiny little state that dares to call itself what it is. And I do not support Donald Trump because he supports that tiny little state, and I do not support them, and I will never support them. Not until they declare, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of Jesus." Jesus Christ, Jesus, the one that died on the cross. When they confess Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, I'll support them. Until they do that, I'm not going to support them. And that's the way it is. So anyway, I'm having a really good day today. I had a good day Saturday. I went out. I was able to work on my lawnmower. I cleaned up my garage a little bit. I felt really good Saturday until Saturday. My wife and I went out to eat Saturday evening, and started feeling bad. And then all day Sunday, I felt like hammered dog do, man. All day Sunday. And today I'm having a good day again. I was able to get my pain meds, and when I say I'm having a bad day, my body is just reacting to, I guess, the disease that's inside of me, because I start feeling real bad, and then I start hurting, and I hate taking medications. You can ask my wife, or you can ask anybody that knows me. I hate taking drugs, man. But it's getting to the point now where I don't have any choice. It's either take these medications or don't sleep at all ever. You know, take these pain meds, or just be doubled over and gritting your teeth all day, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm starting to get a lot of pain, and I'm still trying to get this chemotherapy thing going. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the possibilities of why I haven't started chemotherapy yet, but today's a good day. I got my buddy Scott coming down from Colorado. He's going to bring his kid. We were supposed to go. I was supposed to take my boat out and take him fishing. It's not going to happen, man. It's just not going to happen, because when I get out there on those waves and they start pounding me like that, it's going to be game over within 10 minutes. I won't be able to take any more than about 10 minutes of that, and then I'm going to be having bowel movement problems that I cannot control, and it's just not going to be a pretty sight. So that's not going to happen. If he wants to go fishing, Scott, you're just going to have to rent a charter and take your kid out deep sea fishing, because I'm just absolutely not up to going out on the boat. I'm just not, man. Sorry. No one plans stuff like this, as you know. So nevertheless, we can still have some fun, and it just is what it is, man. It's just part of life. The thing I'm most grateful for in my life is Jesus Christ. He is the thing that has allowed me to be where I am in my life. Not the thing. He is the reason that I have the demeanor that I have, that I have this wonderful wife, this wonderful home that we're trying desperately to hold on to, because we're trying to pay off bills. I did a 4 days of this blood treatment that I did here at the house. It was over $700 just for that 4 days of that blood treatment, where the hospital screwed up and caused me to get a blood infection. Okay, that cost me $700 out of my pocket. Okay, because Medicare doesn't pay for home treatments. Anything that you do out of the hospital or anything like that, Medicare doesn't pay for. So that's $700 that we have to come up with. They allow us to make payments, thank God. But yeah, that's just Those are the things that you know. I worked. My wife and myself have worked, well, 25 years. 25 years to be where we are, and now I'm having to sell everything I own. To be able to pay off some of the debt, so that when I go, my wife doesn't have crushing debt, and so that's what we're working on now. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to put that out there. I don't have the answers, but I understand what's happening, and I do not condone in any way what these people are doing, but I understand why they're doing it. It's disparity, man. They don't see that there's any justice. There's no. I mean, these fucking clowns in Congress, they're a bunch of clowns. They're, it's a clown show, man. They don't give a damn. All they care about is obstructing these millions of people that are coming across our border. They just want to obstruct. They don't care. And people are getting sick and tired of it. And I hope nothing happens to them, because one day some of these crazy bastards may say, hey, you know what? It's not these innocent people that these people are shooting in the mall's fault. Why are these people shooting up these innocent people in the mall? They're not the ones that are allowing this. Hopefully no one will ever think that way. But I would put it past these crazy people that are out there, man. I just, it's just, and they refuse. These people refuse to acknowledge why these people are doing it. They just want to say, oh, well, he hated. He had hate. That's why he did that, because he was just a hater. Well, you're never gonna solve anything thinking like that. Like I said, I don't think they have the capacity to be able to navigate their psychology. I really don't. All right, guys, that's all I got. Everybody have a great day, and I'm out of here.